Scotty D, and this is a Portuguese guitar, or Guitarra Portuguesa. It has 6 pairs of strings, 12 in total, and we're going to learn how to tie loop end strings today and make them ourselves. I'm going to re-glue the knob back onto the headstock, and we'll work on these real sharp fret ends, fret sprouts, so they call them. Let's get started. These watch key or fan tuners are quite unusual in modern instruments. They're left over from like medieval times, and you have to tie loop ends on both ends of the string to get them to work. Alberto D. Rezendes, 1986. Guitarra. Now that pickguard, I know that pickguard looks a little weird, but that's not a pickguard. They don't play these with a pick. Well, look at that big old walrus tusk of a bridge, or whatever that, sperm whale bone, I guess. Anyways, so what I do is I lay the string across the guitar and I approximate the length of it, the loop. Make a little mark with my Sharpie so I know what I'm doing. I grab it with these vice grips on where I begin the twist, and then I take a 1/4-inch oak dowel and give it about 20 turns, and I just twist it up. Now there's a tool that you can buy if you're going to do this a lot. You can use a tool that has a little crank, has a little hook and a crank on it. It's just a small little handheld tool. But if you just need to do 1 or 2 strings, you can solder the twist. That's what we're going to do. We'll use my little brass scouring pad to catch any of the drippings. And as you can see, we've just made a loop-ended string. Just like so. I'll just clip off the excess with my side cutters, and we'll install this baby over there. There we go. Snippy, snippy. That might be the first and last time you ever see me do that. And it looks like I made this one a little too long. I'll have to start over. Aw, shucks. Here's a little shorter one. Is it too short? What the hell's going on here? That one's too short. Let's try another. I'll get it just right before you know it. Here's a good one. Okay. Now we've got a bunch of string slots that are sitting too low. Starting to buzz. I'll clean out each notch with my diamond files. I'll use a little bit of the Nut Rescue powder and a little bit of the StewMac No. 10 Thin CA glue. We'll build up those notches and recut them. Little update here from the old guild that had the giant back crack. I decided to do some wipe-on poly finish over the entire back, which is really looking good. I just put another wet coat on, so I'm waiting for that to dry. But that's kind of... I regret leaving that video the way it was because it didn't look that great. And I didn't know if I was going to do anything else, but this wipe-on poly is a lifesaver for jobs like that. Get you some. Okay, now for the fret ends. I've got all the strings on, partially tuned, got the nut slots filled in and then recut to the proper height. Just want to use this file to knock off those sharp fret ends. Probably put a piece of tape down here to protect the body. Okay. After knocking those edges off, it leaves a sharp corner on each fret end, so I'll hit the bevel, and then I'll hit that sharp little corner right there, and that softens everything up. Next, we'll see how the file brushed up against the rosewood somewhat and took some of the finish off the edge, so we'll refinish the edges of the fretboard. Make sure everything's clean. I'll hit it with a little 600 grit. I'll knock off the dust. There's some fret shavings on there too. And then I'll clean it with a little bit of naphtha. Got my naphtha here. clean that up. And I'll get a good angle for you guys to see this. See that little bit of sawdust, rosewood dust came off on there. It's clean now. We'll get a little bit of shellac on there. Alright, put a little bit of this 2-pound cut shellac on this lip brush, 2 drops, and I blotted off the excess on a little paper towel. Now I'm just treating the edge of the fretboard with fresh shellac. A couple coats per side. Here it is. There were a couple loose fibers that I had to clean off of this, of both sides really. There was a couple loose fibers, but I got those cleaned off and now it fits. So now that I've got it cleaned up and it fits, I've got some masking tape down here. Actually, this is the stretchy binding tape to hold it in place, because obviously I can't clamp it. I'll also warm up both sides with a hairdryer and then I'll bring the glue over. And without these readers, I could not see those fibers at all. It's 3 times reading glasses here and then the optovisor over top, which doubles it, so it's like 6 times magnification. This is the only way I can see anything. I want to thank you guys for letting me do what I do for free. I hope to see you next time. We'll catch you then. See ya!